How ancient humans survived winter. Tonight you will sleep in a room kept at a temperature your ancestors would have considered miraculous. You will not think about firewood. You will not worry about whether the food stored in your walls will last another 3 months. You will not fall asleep wondering if the cold will kill you before morning. For most of human history, winter was not a season. It was a test, and the people who failed it did not get a second chance. For at least 300,000 years, every one of your ancestors had to survive winter without heating systems, without grocery stores, without the ability to call for help. No insulation, no backup plan. Just a fire, a group of people, and whatever food they had managed to keep alive long enough to eat. And they did it, generation after generation in some of the harshest climates on Earth. But the way they survived is nothing like what you would expect. Let's start with the cold itself. Modern humans experience cold as an inconvenience. You step outside, you feel it, you go back in. Ancient humans experienced cold as a constant negotiation with death. Not dramatic, sudden death, slow death. The kind that starts with a chill and ends with your body quietly shutting down while you sleep.
The first line of defense was not fire, it was fat. Before winter arrived, ancient humans ate differently, deliberately, relentlessly. They consumed calories not because they were hungry, but because they understood, at some deep instinctual level, that the body they entered winter with was the body they had to survive it with. Hunter-gatherer communities studied by anthropologists today still show this behavior. Caloric intake in the weeks before the cold season increases dramatically, the body preparing itself the same way a bear prepares for hibernation. And that comparison is not as distant as it sounds. In 2016, researchers studying cold adaptation in Arctic populations discovered something remarkable. Traditional communities that spent winters in extreme cold showed measurable changes in their baseline metabolic rate. Their bodies burned fuel differently in winter than in summer. Not because of clothing, not because of shelter, because of exposure, because of synchronization. Your body was designed to change with the seasons. Modern life just never lets it. But food was only one part of how ancient humans survived. The more important part was who they were with. Winter killed individuals. It rarely killed groups. The social structure of ancient human communities reorganized completely around the cold season. During summer and autumn, groups spread out. They followed food. They covered territory. But when winter came, they contracted. They pulled inward. The scattered became close. This was not just warmth sharing, though that mattered. A group of sleeping humans generates significant heat, and sleeping pressed together was survival technology as real as any tool ever made. This contraction was also about something else. Winter was when the teaching happened. Anthropologist Polly Wiesner spent years studying hunter-gatherer communities and found that the nature of conversation changed dramatically by season. During warm months, talk was practical. Food, logistics, movement. But around the winter fire, something else emerged. Stories, history, the knowledge of the group transferred to the young through the long dark hours when there was nothing else to do. Your ancestors did not just survive winter by keeping warm, they used it. But here's the part nobody talks about. There is something that happened inside ancient humans during winter that most people never consider. They changed psychologically. What modern medicine calls seasonal depression, the low mood, the reduced motivation, the desire to stay still and sleep longer, was not a disorder in an ancient context. It was a feature. Lowering activity levels in winter conserves energy. Sleeping longer conserves energy. The reduced desire to go outside, to explore, to expend calories on anything non-essential, all of it was adaptive. The ancient human who felt energized and ambitious in the depths of January was the ancient human who burned through food stores and died in March. The one who felt heavy and slow and wanted to stay near the fire was the one who made it to spring. Winter shaped human psychology at a fundamental level, the desire for warmth, for closeness, for familiar faces around a fire. These are not cultural preferences. They are survival responses so old they are written into your nervous system. The Latin root of the word comfort is confortare, to strengthen together. That is not a coincidence. Ancient humans did not experience winter as something to be overcome. They experienced it as a rhythm to be followed. The body slowed. The group tightened. The stories were told, the young learned, the fire was kept, and in spring, they emerged. Different, leaner, closer. The people who came out of winter together had tested something about each other that the warm months never could. They had seen who stayed awake to feed the fire when everyone else slept. They had seen who shared the last of the meat. They had learned in the way that only scarcity teaches who was worth trusting. Modern humans have eliminated winter's threat so completely that most of us have never experienced anything like this. We do not know what it means to enter a cold, dark season uncertain whether we will come out the other side. We do not know what it does to a group of people to survive something genuinely hard together, but somewhere underneath the heated rooms and the grocery stores and the January gym memberships, your body still knows winter is coming. It still slows down, it still wants to be close to people, it still wants fire. 300,000 years of surviving the dark does not disappear in a generation. It just goes quiet and waits for you to remember what it is for.